Before starting this video, I want your opinion. What do you think about the concept of an EQ that boosts the frequencies of a specific scale? Is it a good idea, or as YT says, is it a snake oil? Leave a comment and let's start with this review. Plugin Boutique released Scalar EQ a couple of days ago. It takes care of boosting specific frequencies of a scale and also cutting the frequencies that are not part of that scale. So for instance, I have a song in A minor. You will see on the top that we're only boosting keys of A minor. So again, this is made to boost the frequencies of a specific scale, which in return should take care of unwanted sounds. First, I'm going to test it in a full song. The song that I'm going to use is Looping Identity, which is already published in many streaming platforms. You can check the description for that. And this song is on A minor. The key detection is working nicely, and that's a neat feature, so you don't have to worry about finding out the scale by your own. So you can still choose the scale right here, and now what's highlighted here are the keys of scale. The amount of keys that are highlighted depends on the width of the node. As you can see, it's boosting all the resonances from that scale. And what's great is that maybe you just want to boost some specific keys. You can disable them right here. The parameters at the bottom are the ones you will find on any equalizer. The range is the Q. The window width is, well, how many frequencies you're boosting or cutting. And the window Q takes care of the amplitude of the frequencies that are further away from the center. Now, if you go below the line, you will see that we're cutting all the keys that are not part of A minor. So with that in mind, let's see if we can enhance the sounds of this song. Now let's listen before and after. Then I'll ask you to like this video. Seriously, that means a lot to me, and it's a quick way to show your support. So I realized that it doesn't seem to have an output knob, and that's something that I don't like because I want to be able to compensate for gain loss or increase. So I think that I boost too much of the high end, so let's lower that, and again let's take a listen. So the thing is the following: if you go too extreme with this knob, you will start introducing resonances. These are really sharp cues. And if you go even more extreme, they can start ringing, especially in the low end. So it's something that you may want to use on small amounts. But that's the thing: on small amounts, the difference is not very noticeable. It took away some of the mod in the middle, but on the high end, despite I'm boosting right here, I cannot hear a really noticeable difference. So let me check again, but this time let's only cut. I think I'm happier with the cutting results. I can hear it takes away some unwanted frequencies, especially on the mid area, and it's doing it in a subtle way, but pretty effective. Now, this EQ also has regular shapes from a conventional EQ that you can combine with the harmonic scales or whatnot, so you can still use this as a regular EQ. They even have this magic high shelf or magic low shelf, and the difference is that the mids and sides are different. It's interesting, but if I want to process the mids and the sides, I prefer to have more control, so I will use Pro Q3. Now, with that in mind, you can set each band to be stereo, mid, or side. And not only that, this is also a dynamic EQ. You can even increase or decrease the stereo width and set the bass frequencies in mono. So as an EQ is a really good plugin, but the whole selling point of this plugin is being an scale-based EQ. And honestly, at least for a full song, the differences can be really subtle, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use it a lot or it's going to be something for specific purposes. What I'm trying to say is that this is not going to magically make your music sound better just because you're boosting or cutting frequencies based on a scale. Now, I gotta admit, this EQ has some really interesting creative uses. Let's load up a drum loop and start playing around with the scalar EQ. I have a video where I explore different EQ techniques, and one of the techniques was to enhance the frequencies of a scale, and this makes the job so much faster. Now it will be interesting to map all of these notes to a controller, and that way you can start creating different chords with ease on any sound you want. And I imagine that can work really nice with other kind of sounds like synthesizers. It creates a nice resonance texture. For the whole mix it could be useful, but again it's a really subtle difference. The concept is really interesting, but at least for me, it could work better as a creative plugin. I don't know, imagine a combination of Morph EQ with Scalar EQ. In fact, Minimal Audio do it for Morph EQ too. So again, leave a comment giving your opinion on this concept. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you next time, and bye bye!